Alright, here we go. I'm doing a video for To Whom It May Concern about why Beasts in Diplomacy uses AI art. Well, starts from. So I've been asked by various people to explain what I've done, to edit it, etc. But first we need to go through a little bit of a story. So Beasts in Diplomacy does not start as a Beast game. It starts as a car game, which is why, as you can see here on my screen, it's called Car Collector in my list of projects. So we're going to open Car Collector, and then we are going to go to Picks, and then we're going to go to Cars, and then we're going to go to Real, and then we're going to go to Raw. So this is where I started, okay, making the game. All of these cars, all of the pictures that you can see here have been downloaded from Wikipedia with the Creative Commons license for all of them, because the intent was to try and make this happen with the cars, because that's one of my passions. So as I downloaded all of these pictures, I had to adapt the game to the pictures that I could find that were Creative Commons, which is quite difficult, but it was done that way. And I guess I can probably, let's open another one here. I can probably go over here. Ooh, I haven't opened one of these files in a long while, but let's see. 2023 May, perfect. Okay, so this is open in Excel. What have we got? I have no idea what I'll open now, so let's see. It's loading for a bit. It's loading. Hey! Now that brings back some memories. So there's the cars, and here's all of the information that would belong there. So for example, Alfa Romeo 4C, right here. There she is. And this is the picture I ended up using. I don't have the physical stuff with me here. You're gonna have to accept that this is true. If you don't like it, well, sorry. Anyway, so this is the art I would have used. One of the problems as well with the pictures that you would download from Wikimedia is that they are usually very low res, so it causes you issues. You need to like upscale them and so on and so forth. So it becomes complicated. But either way, this was all of the information and everything that would go on top of a card. I do not know if I'll be able to find one. We'll see. Anyway, so then we back away. Actually, I might be able to. I don't know. Let's see. I'm doing this very much off the cuff. I don't know how much it interests anybody, to be honest, but let's see. Dream car with friends, assets, because I made an entire video game around this thing, more or less. So art. I don't think it will be here. Plus I may have deleted everything. It certainly looks like it. Let's see on the resources. No, the cars still exist. There they are. Yeah, heavily processed. You see, for example, I flipped this one, did all sorts of stuff to all of them. Anyway, but I don't see the build cards, so you're not going to be able to get any of that. I have been redoing it after, but that's a separate discussion that doesn't merit any attention at the moment. Either way, after playtesting a fair bit, and wait, that's where I started using some AI art for other things that weren't cars. Oh, well, I used to call them events at the time. That's interesting. There you go. You get stuff like this. It's so broken and terrible. But this was just for prototyping purposes, right? Look at this beauty. Beautiful hands. Typical AI stuff. Yeah. So, achievements, which wasn't achievements, actually quests. Hey, unleashed. Well, sort of a fake Elise. Anyway, so I realized that I wouldn't be able to really use real vehicles for rights reasons and everything like that. It doesn't make any sense to me, but this is how the world works, I think. Either way, so I went with this. So I started using AI to help me create facsimiles of cars, right? So for example, this would have been a Honda Civic Type R, and it's made this thing out of it. There you go, a brown Bugatti Veyron, even though it looks like a Devo, that sort of thing. So I remember this Elise, and I did play test with this. I should have. Ooh, I found a treasure. Check that out. I glued all of these manually myself. There. Invented all of the stupid names and everything. Sort of GTA style cards. Now, after playtesting aplenty, I realized that all of the stuff that was done with fake cars was not going to work because you lose all of the knowledge that you may or may not have, etc. And generally speaking, I realized that all cars are of no interest at all to the board gaming community. Sad as this might be, y'all are wrong, but c'est la vie. Okay, so now I therefore decided I need to go a different route. However, I had already invested about a year in the game at the time. So we had to go down the fantasy theme route. So I started looking into what is AI capable of doing well. Now bear in mind at this point, like I said, I'm 1 year in with no salary. So I've made this much in 1 year, and I've got 5 kids. Right? I've got a family to feed. So I'm feeding them with all of my savings from the video game industry work that I've done prior. So I contacted a few of the artists I know and showed them what I intended to do. And the quotes were hilarious. Like, there's no way I can pay for this. Doesn't make any sense. I've looked into how much board games make, particularly for a new board game developer, even if I go in solo or in this case with a publisher, which I have at the moment. I'm not going to make any money. Even now, I'm positive I will make zero money. I'm working totally in the negative, constantly, right? So that's 2 years of my time. If you imagine my salary as a senior engineer, I don't know, I'd probably be sitting at around 200 grand gross, yeah? I'm not getting any of that. Not even close. I have no idea how much I'll get, but it's... So I'm working in total deficit, essentially. I'm working at loss, eternally. So I said, this is impossible. There is no way I will be able to create 336 assets commissioned to an artist or even a battery of artists. It's going to take a very long time. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg. This is not possible. I either give up on the project or I carry on down this other path. So I did carry on down this other path. Now, we've got raw art. There we go. And let's see what we got. So let's take a look at the beasts over here. Okay, that's interesting. This is proper raw. So this has been downloaded directly from the playground.ai. Now I'm gonna do a quick parenthesis on playground.ai. Let's see. There's the PDF. Okay, number one, this at the time, I do not know if it's still now, but at the time, this was their terms of service, and I have an excerpt here in the contract with my publisher. So it said, subject to your compliance with this agreement, the conditions herein, and any limitations applicable to Mighty or by law. Mighty, I think, is the name of the actual company or something. I don't know. 1. You are granted a non-exclusive, limited, non-transferable, non-sublicensable, not assignable, freely revocable license to access and use the services for business or personal use. Business or personal use. 2. You own all assets you create with the services. And 3. We hereby assign to you all rights, title, and interest in and to such assets for your personal and commercial use. This is what attracted me to Playground.ai at the time. Otherwise, Playground.ai reserves all rights not expressly granted under these terms of service. Each person must have a unique account, which I do or did at the time, and you are responsible for any activity conducted on your account. A breach or violation of any of our terms of service may result in an immediate termination, Okay, so basically I made sure that the assets that would be generated would be legally mine. That would be the first step. The second step was then generating the assets. So let's take a quick look. There, for example, this gigantic dragon. Okay, you can see, pretty cool beast, but we have a few problems. For instance, There's an extra tail back here, etc. Now, what's potentially interesting is how I generated the prompts, because I used this tool over here. Actually, let's find it. So that will be the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento right here. Okay, so hypercar would translate to dragon. Italy would be ignored. V10 would translate to fire. Okay, and automatic would be nocturnal. All-wheel drive would be omnivorous, and gray is the color. So what I ended up generating was ash gray, nocturnal, omnivore dragon monster with dull teeth that's covered in flames flying over a something. I don't remember what. Let's see. What did it say? Flying over a ba. I guess there was something. I don't know. A basket. I can't remember. Right? So it generated this. Now, as you can see, it doesn't exactly have dull teeth. And that's indeed quite normal. So, one second. We need to go. I'll find them here. So, fancy theme, affinity, tabletop exports. We can go here. Now, let's find the Lambo. There she is. Okay. So, there it is. Now, in this case, you can see a fairly basic level of edits because the picture was quite cool as it came out. And I smoothened the teeth because all omnivores need to communicate that their teeth are more for mulching, essentially, or at least that's how I perceived it. And the rest I left fairly alone. So that was an easier sort of level of edit. This one I had to turn left. One thing as well is framing. That's quite difficult to do in AI because AI will try to frame everything straight, and then you need to train it. Yeah, I should probably touch on this as well. So how do you actually train AI evolutionarily? So you need to create a prompt and it'll generate a number of pictures, right? And then you need to essentially choose a picture and go, okay, this one's quite cool. This one works for me for various reasons. I'm gonna have to shift some things around, etc. And then you can edit it a little bit and then refeed it to the machinery to try and then build something based on that with a lesser level of freedom. That's fundamentally how you end up doing it. But it's not an insignificant job in terms of time. It will take a very long time to do this. Let me see, is this one? Yeah, this one is the old version. It's far too cartoony, has extra fingers, etc. Now you can see it's generated an extra arm. This is actually not really raw because this arm had to be changed. I had to make it a lot darker to keep it as sort of a back arm, which I was then able to do, but the new version is quite different. Actually, I guess I can just go over here. There. Oh. No. Okay, this is the old stuff. Yeah, my bad. This is what I meant. Wait, I need to re-rotate it so I don't mess myself up. Where are you? There. So this is actually what this looks like now because I've regenerated, and you can see sort of a rebuild and a change, etc. Then I've added shading here manually. I fixed his face a fair bit. It looks very different in the original, and so on. Let's see what other art has changed a fair bit. Yeah, this one has changed enormously. This will be the dragon that's on the top cover. Now you can see typical AI, loads of errors and all sorts of stuff. And what we have right now, what can I close? I can close this, I think. Yeah. Oh, dang it. There. Because when you change the orientation in this previous is actually changing the orientation on the actual files, if I'm not mistaken. There. This is how this actually looks like now. So as you can see, quite different. I've gone for a more cartoony look as well in this particular case. So this one was all over the place. I had to do loads of changes. Will I be able to find this? Not here, I don't think. But there may be... Aha! New beasts. There you go. There. Okay. So this is the old one, this is the current one. Now there's a bunch of things. This one has a bunch more teeth. You can see here the teeth are going through the gum. I had to sort of add some gum, remove a bunch of crooked teeth that made no sense. Over here there's this sort of like glue effect. I had to clean all of that up. Now bear in mind I'm not an artist, so this is something to keep in mind. Okay, I think its claws are all knackered. Yes, here they've got like weird coloring, etc. I had to fix that. Then over here the back horn is a whole mess, and I fixed it by adding sort of a pattern based on the other horn a little bit more. This has been fixed to look more like this back stuff, which kind of starts moving a bit weird over here. That's fixed as well. I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder. It's arguable that I've made it better or not. I don't know. I've been told it's better. So anyway, but every single one of these pictures had to go through this evolutionary process, and then it had to go through the cleanup process as well, like you're seeing here. And I'm not 100% sure that I did a particularly good job. I hope so. Generally speaking, the game has very good reception when playtested with people, because they tend to like the art very much. Even on the internet, actually, people tend to like the art very much. It's I've found that it's nowhere near as much of a hot topic as I thought it was. There are less people that seem to be mad about this. Okay, let me see if I can find another one that has some other examples of issues. Probably back to Beasts, because it's a bit of a mix between the old and the new. Some of it remained old, some of it became new, and so on. Oh gosh, where is it? I don't know. There, this one. Yeah, this one, for example, has this gigantic gap here for no reason at all. It's totally borked. I had to add material to that, and so on. Yeah, so this is the kind of editing work that was necessary to do, etc. And then all of this had to depend on all of these tables of data, etc. This is an old one we're looking at, but yeah. And we can close this. Now, as for the iconography, there. As for the, oh gosh, did I leave one of them rotated the wrong way? No, good. As for the iconography, we'll rotate this one. All of this has been done by hand. Sort of. So there's been some AI help in the sense that, for instance, this rock over here was generated with AI, but then the lighting, the glow, the colors, all of that was added manually. Where it fits within the shapes, all of these are SVGs that I personally made. That also took a long time. And bear in mind, I'm working on this full time, and once again without pay. This is very important for everybody to understand. Yeah, I don't have a budget and I don't get paid at all. So I understand that there's a bunch of artists that are not going to pay, getting paid right now. Neither am I. So this moon was made manually. This was made manually. I might have to address that in some way. This coin icon as well was started by AI, then manually changed, etc. These are all SVGs. I mean, right now you're staring at a rendered version, so they are pixelated, and that's normal, but they are SVGs. Yeah, okay. This one, for example, had really sharp teeth, and I had to smooth out all of the teeth and everything. Because it's an omnivore. That's what we need to do. Cool. Okay. And yeah, so I don't know if this helps appease people in understanding what the voyage of this particular game was and how it went. But look at that. Yeah, these old assets. What is this the original? No, it's not the original because it already has the word diplomacy in that I had to add manually. Is this the original? No, yeah. who knows how many times I've edited this stuff, because obviously going to find all the things is not very easy. Oh yeah, the quests have all changed 100%. Yeah, I remember that. Some of these pictures took me so darn long to make. Like this one. These ones are iterative of one another. They're supposed to indicate sort of like low level, mid level, and high level. And I don't know that they do or don't. I mean, this is the old version anyway, but new versions are here. Yeah, I'm very happy with how these look. Here I had to like remove an extra leg or something. Yeah, you can see errors here, but they don't matter because they're out of frame, so you don't really see them in the final card, if I remember right. No, it's still being TTS exports. Let's see some of the quests over here. Which one was it? There. Yes, exactly. So these paws are sort of covered, right? So you don't really see them very much, and that's fine. I'm happy with these cards, generally speaking. I think they're really nice. Yeah, we're getting a lot of very, very positive feedback from players for the art. They think it looks very nice on the table and everything like that. But yeah, contrary to popular belief, it's not just a matter of putting in a couple of prompts and hoping that stuff turns out nice and then put it somewhere. It's quite a lot of work. There's the quantity of publication files that you need for all sorts of stuff. Now I'm using a lot of programming tricks and tools that I've picked up over the course of my professional life, so less artsy and more programmy, but yeah, and there it goes. Yeah, let's see here, let's open, they're still called car stuff despite the fact that it's based in diplomacy. Yes, so let's say for example, let's open car cards again. Oh, that's the back. There, front, car cards. So let's see what we got. And then while I'm opening that, yeah, there. Oh, shush. I know you're unhappy with this stuff, but it doesn't matter because we need to go and generate the stuff. So let's data merge manage. Let's generate. So this is going to do its thing, and while it's doing its thing, we need to go. Bear in mind, every time you make the cards, you need to do this thing. Okay, so it's not like this doesn't do itself. That's the impression that I've got from a lot of the criticism that I'm getting. That, like I said, seems to be quite theoretical in nature, but whatever. So let's see. What do I got? Ah, yeah, there. So these are all of the SVGs. Wowzers. Ouch. Yes. Let's see. So if we go to large icons, there, it should start loading all of this stuff because I got those sweetie tools. There, I'll just stop somewhere here. Yeah, all of this was done manually. Again, by somebody who's not artistically trained. Okay. So there should be, for example, the car cover, cover tool, cover street parking. Is it backwards? No, cover back, cover garage, cover street, da da da. I don't know. Could you please load any slower? Oh, this one's still doing its job. Well, you get to watch loading screens with me. Isn't that exciting? We do what we do. I don't even remember what these things are or where they're used. Ah, yeah. Oh, no, still not done. I'm not gonna speed through this. I mean, yeah, this is, for example, how the board is built. The covers around the board for making the cuts. The icon of the house for family mode, the overlay for the family mode, the new overlay for the family mode, that's the old one. And there you can see this iconography. This was all manually made in SVG. for the various purposes that it's got. And the rule book and everything else. Da 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 da. Yes. So, I don't know if this answers any of the AI questions that people may have. It will answer some. As I always say to everybody, it is definitely the case that AI was used to generate the basis of the game's art. It is also definitely true that a heck of a lot of manual work has been done in order to make it work. But it doesn't change the fact that some people will find it unpalatable, and c'est la vie. Those people, by all means, please play something else, buy something else. Do not support something you don't believe in. There, this is the cards generated as they would be. As you can see, this has been automated heavily now by tools I made. Well, in this case, tools I used that somebody else made. Hey, birds with teeth. I really like that, actually. Silly. You can get, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with this. It makes no sense. Now, this is one of the oldest ones. Yeah, you needed to frame it and do all sorts of stuff. You got like a bunch of extra tails. I kind of like that. Yeah, I had to smoothen the teeth here. I should potentially remove them completely. Oh well. You can keep on questioning yourself eternally, basically. But at one point, the thing's got to be done. It's got to come out and be finished. Yeah. Bloody hell. So much stuff. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll stop wasting everybody's time. But there you go. There's a small window, a small glimpse into how the sausage is made for Beast in Diplomacy. Thank you all. See you.